Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today it's something completely different. Today Kindles, I'm going to be opening this package for you which contains the brand new Kindle Scribe from Amazon. So the friendly Amazon delivery driver has just handed this to me. It's the new Kindle Scribe from Amazon. If you don't know what a Kindle Scribe is, it's a new Kindle with a much bigger screen. So as you can tell from the package, it's a lot bigger than a regular Kindle. So this has a 10.2 inch e-ink screen, so the same sort of size as an iPad. And it also has pen support, so you can write on it, you can highlight with the included pen and things like that. So a very different kind of Kindle from the ones we've seen previously from Amazon. What I'm going to do in this video is open up the packaging and have a bit of a play around with it and give you my first impressions of it. Why should you watch my video rather than anybody else's? So I am looking at this device as a reader. I'm not a gadget blogger, I'm not a gadget reviewer, I'm a reader. So I will be looking at this from that perspective. And you know, why would you want a Kindle if you're not a reader? I do wonder sometimes with all the gadget bloggers who write about Kindles whether they actually use them in real life. I definitely do. I read about 50% of the books I read on Kindle, and I read about 200 books a year, so I definitely will be using this device a lot. So yeah, as I say, in this video I'll get it open, I'll have a bit of a play around with it and give you my first impressions, and then I'm going to use it over the weekend, and on Monday I'm intending to put up a more in-depth review of it. So if there's anything you particularly like me to cover, if there's any questions or anything like that you've got, do leave a comment on this video and I'll try and cover those in my video on Monday. Right, so here we have the packaging. Let's get it open, see what's inside. That's the blue of the Kindle box. There we go, that's the Scribe. So I went for the 64 gig edition with the premium pen. The premium pen I don't really care that much about. I think the main difference from the other pen is it's got like a fake eraser on the end, so you can rub that on the screen to erase things. I'm not too worried about that, but I did want 64 gig to store lots of books and manga and things like that on the Kindle, so that was the only way to get that bigger storage, was to go for the one with the premium pen. So give this a tear. And here we go, the moment of truth, or one of the first of the moments of truth anyway. We've got some cardboard with what looks like a charging cable, which is USB-C, which is good, and the pen. There is a little welcome booklet, as well as what look like replacement nibs for the pen. And here is the Scribe itself. I don't think I'm opening it terribly well. So it does have, I have to say, a very premium feel to it. It feels a lot like the Oasis in terms of being kind of slightly metallic. There's also, I don't know if you can see, little rubber feet on the back, so when you've got it resting on a surface, it won't move about too much. So let's turn it on and see what happens. I'll put it down there while it's booting up and have a look at the pen. So there you go, it's quite a nice feeling. Right, let's get into the setup screen. Does fit, the screen does feel very responsive, I have to say. Definitely feels more responsive so far than my Paperwhite in terms of choosing options and things like that. The pen feels very nice, not too heavy. Let's have a look in the little greetings booklet while that's booting up. Very simple, as you'd expect for something like this. So basically just turn it on and follow the instructions on screen, and looks like it comes with a little tool so that you can replace the nib. There we go. So as is the way with Amazon things, it has logged into my account already. It's asking me if I want to install an update, so I'm going to do that, pause the video and then come back. I do think it's magic the way when you buy something from Amazon it comes already logged into your account. I don't really understand how they do that. If anyone knows, please let me know. Okay, so it's all updated now and I've got some books downloaded on it. You can see that the home screen and the library screen are very similar to what you will remember from the Paperwhite and devices like that, with the addition you've now got this notebooks tab at the bottom there, so you can create new notebooks with that button and have different kind of page layouts and things like that. So I've got a test one I've already created, just with a line page, but the pen works beautifully. So it just really pleasingly attaches magnetically on the side there. But you do literally just write like you would with a normal pen on paper. It's really quite impressive. With this one, the premium pen, you've got this button on the end there, which is the eraser. So you just erase like that. You've also got a button on the side here, a shortcut button, which you can assign to different shortcuts. So I've got it set to highlighter. So if I hold that in, you can use it like a highlighter, so that's quite cool. If you're in a book, so if I go back to my library, go into a book, it's all really nice and responsive, but when you want to add a note, you just click on the screen, click onto note, click where you want to put it, so you can see the little note image has appeared there. And then you can either do a handwritten note or you can do a text note, so you can type, and the keyboard is really quite responsive. It's really actually quite nice to type on, especially as it's so large as well. So yeah, really nice. Very impressed with it so far. Also, if you flip it around, like on the Oasis, the text changes orientation. One thing it doesn't do, which I'm a bit disappointed by, but I think I can live with, is I was kind of hoping if you put it like that it would go into 2 columns, but it doesn't, and there doesn't seem to be any setting to do that either. So hopefully Amazon are listening and that's something they will introduce via a software update in the future, but for now it doesn't have that feature. The other thing that's slightly odd about it is that the charging port, I don't know if you can see it there, is on the side, which feels, I don't know, it just feels odd. I don't think I've ever seen anything with the charging port on the side. Normally top or bottom. So yeah, that's a little bit weird, but definitely not problematic. And the power button, as you saw earlier, is on the side as well. And that's it in terms of buttons. So it's literally just the power button. But yeah, really very responsive. Feels very nice to use. And doesn't feel too heavy in the hand either. It just balances nicely with your kind of thumb there and 4 fingers on the back. It balances really, really nicely in the hand, and it feels like it's going to be an absolutely lovely device to read off. So I'm looking forward to getting some good reading time in on it over the weekend, and then I'll report back on Monday and let you know how I've got on. Just by way of comparison, I've got my Paperwhite here as well. So this is the signature edition, so the newer one with a slightly larger screen. I think it's a 6-inch screen. So yeah, clearly the Scribe is much bigger, as you would expect. I would say the screen real estate on the Scribe is probably double what you get on the Paperwhite. So yeah, a much bigger screen for reading off. So I hope you found that interesting. As I said at the start, if there's any particular questions you've got, do leave comments on this video with them in, and I'll try and cover those in my review video on Monday. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're really good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.